the one who started everything. Let's give applause for Rose Huizenga!
Play a movie first. Just to give me a minute.
Cowok-cowok di rumah, mereka berpikir, ngapain sih diving, panas-panasan, kulitnya hitam lah, capek, bawa berat. Sekarang sih, kebanyakan orang berekspektasi kalau perempuan itu anggun, pergi ke salon, kerja kantoran, yang masih mau makan habis.
Girls also have a place in ocean conservation or diving industry. Because of all the people say that oceans is, full of mystery, it's scary, it's not the place for a woman, it's girls. Maybe it's not me that afraid of the ocean. Our backyard itself is ocean. You know that the ocean is the one who safeguards the livelihoods of our coastal communities, but we depend on the ocean so much.
My parents, they were wondering and encouraging me a lot. Are you sure is that really thing that you want to do?
Nggak tahu rasanya diving kayak gimana kan?
Are you even a girl? Why are you diving? Like, why did you go diving? It's dangerous and all that kind of stuff that men usually says. Then when they saw us carrying the tank, being strong, and like actually can do the stuff that we do, the men actually decided to give us a spell.
Pertama kali aku diving itu aku takut hiu, tapi setelah dive pertama itu selesai, aku merasa senang karena bisa melawan ketakutan itu sendiri.
The first time I took a breath under the water, I knew I loved it. Forget is for all Indonesian women willing to do something for our ocean. It's just amazing program, is it? Like, I want to give it a try. I want to try it. And then I was a superwoman in 2022. Now I got as a marine conservation program and education manager. You never know that you might inspire someone to do something right for the ocean.
Next slide, please. When the judges of the Blue Water Hero Awards asked me last year what I would do if I would win, I took a moment to think about it, and I said, I will organize the first Coral Cats conference, and I will invite all my superwomen back to the island. Together with our amazing ambassadors, sponsors, partners, and all these other kick-ass women from the field. So we can connect and we can dream big together. Never in a million years did I think that I would actually win. And as you can see in the next clip, there were several people needed to get me out of my chair to go on that stage.
We congratulate. So, let me say she wins $25,000. It is all me. Welcome on stage. Count it off.
So I guess this is a great reminder for all of us to be careful what you wish for, because here we are today and I couldn't be more proud and also more nervous. I know some people maybe would have used this award in a different way. Maybe they would have funded another batch, or maybe they would have planted more corals, or maybe they would have invested in technology or research. And while I think that all of that is important, I also believe that true lasting impact starts with connection. And that's why we're here today. Because when we make space to listen, to share our dreams, something very powerful happens. We get inspired again. We find energy in community. So this conference is about pausing, about recognizing how hard all of you guys have been working. And my hope is that you leave here today with this special spark, this amazing energy that you sometimes feel, that makes you feel that you're on top of the world and you can make anything happen. Ten years ago, I could have never imagined that one day I would be sitting on this stage. Coral Cats started with a very simple belief that conservation should be inclusive, and that when we are restoring our reefs, we need to empower the people that live closest to them. Inspired by the documentary Chasing Corals, we started restoring the reefs around Gili Islands in 2019. But then quickly after, COVID happened. And like many other dreams around the world, ours was put on hold. But then I found this grant from the United Nations, and I saw it as my chance to renew my dream to protect the ocean. I knew I didn't want to be a project where it's only about numbers. How many corals I could plant, or how fast they would grow, or how many square meters I could restore. I wanted it to be more than that. I wanted to change lives while rebuilding ecosystems. I thought back of my first years on Gili Air, working as a dive instructor. How fun was that? But I never saw any local women in the dive shops. I never saw them on the boats. And when I was traveling to other parts of Indonesia, it was the same. And I was thinking, how strange, because the ocean is all around them, but the opportunities are not. And then one night, I had this aha moment. And I was thinking, create the first female local coral restoration team in Indonesia. That would be fun. Many people said it wouldn't be possible, that it wouldn't work. Well, I tried anyway. And in September 2021, we invited Delia, Quinton, Aulia, and Cynthia to Gili Air for 9 weeks of diving, science, and empowerment. Quite quickly after, something very magical happened. These 4 girls who didn't know each other, but shared the same love for the ocean, they started forming a sisterhood. They found a safe place where they could learn, where they could make mistakes, where they could discover who they are, and how they can use their superpowers to make a difference. I grew up with very big dreams, but unfortunately there are not many people who could show me the way, and that's why I wanted Forokex to be different. I wanted to show young Indonesian women what is possible. I wanted to give you guys the skills, the confidence, the leadership, not only to restore reefs, but also to inspire the people around you. Because little by little, I believe a little becomes a lot. I also find it important to fight the stereotypes, because even today, in 2025, they still exist. And they start from a very young age. Recently, my beautiful daughter Charlie came to me and said, "Mommy, I wish I was a boy." And when I asked her why, she said, "Because boys are more strong, and they can play football, and they run more fast." And I said to her, "That's what Mommy thought for a really long time as well. That's why Mommy always wanted to be one of the boys. But you know what, my darling? I was really hoping that I could do this whole thing without crying." I said, "You know what, my darling? Strength is not coming from being a boy or a girl. It is coming from being brave enough to be yourself." And our superwoman, they know this too. Just a few weeks ago, we had this awesome crew from Bali visiting us to shoot a short film about Forokex. And when the superwoman were talking with the producers, they said, "We don't only want to show that we are strong and that we can carry things. We also want to show that strength means something different. Being caring, being gentle, showing up for each other, asking for help, and having each other's back." A lot of times I think stereotypes are like invisible walls. They don't stop us because we are not capable, but they stop us because someone, somewhere decided what girls should do and what boys should do. But walls can be removed. And that's exactly why I'm so proud of all these superwomen sitting here, because that's exactly what you guys are doing. You are breaking down the walls. You are showing that strength has no gender. You are showing that leadership has no gender. And you are showing that the ocean doesn't care if you're a boy or a girl. It only cares if you're willing to protect it. So after Aulia, Quinton, Delia and Cynthia graduated, I couldn't stop thinking, what if we had Indonesian women breaking down those walls everywhere? What if I could create a network of women in leadership positions working together to protect and restore the reefs. And that dream, that vision, that became my mission. And 5 years ago, I said, I will empower 100 local women to have a career in marine conservation and to work together to protect the reefs. So far, 40 superwomen have graduated from our program. 4 of them are currently in training, and 30 of them are here today. And wait, because I just want to take a moment to celebrate all of them. Because these women, they are not just superwomen. They are inspiring role models who are changing the game. So yeah, let's give a really, really big applause for the Coworkers Superwomen. Running this project hasn't always been easy, and I think it's important to share that part of the story as well. Because big goals, they sound very exciting at first, and people are cheering you on. But the buzz doesn't last forever, and what we are trying to build here is not a quick win, it's a 10-year journey. On the outside, you see these beautiful pictures, you see the graduations, you see us planting corals, you see the sisterhood. But from the inside, there's also something else. It's the story of resilience. Coral Cats is more than just a coral restoration program. It's a safe space where women can not only learn how to restore reefs, but also how to restore themselves. Through journaling, women's circles, reaching for the stars, these are all the soft skills that are the foundation of resilience. And I know, because I needed them too. Because as a mother, running several businesses and projects, there's this special kind of guilt that sometimes creeps in. Because staying up late at night also means the next day I have less energy to play with my girls. And when I'm cycling to HQ on a Sunday morning, super excited to welcome another batch of superwomen, I'm also a little bit sad because I'm missing out on family breakfast. And then there are the days that you need to choose. Am I going to go to the school performance of my girls, or am I going to deploy another structure with my other girls? And then there's the money. Fundraising is a full-time job, but it's something I do between 5 and 7 in the morning before my day starts. We always had to run this project on a very, very tight budget. And luckily, I already had an amazing team and the infrastructure to make it work. But it also gets really frustrating because I know with just a little bit more money, we could take the pressure off the team. We could have even a bigger impact. And maybe one day, I could also get paid for my work. So yes, this journey sometimes has been hard. But with every girl that's breaking down the walls, with every coral that we plant, I know this journey is worth it. And sitting here with all of you guys today, actually girls, I have a feeling we are just at the beginning of what is possible. As someone who was always one of the boys, I actually never really knew what sisterhood was. But now I know. It's a very powerful force. It's a force that allows us to drop the mask, to make mistakes, to feel loved and accepted. Sisterhood heals what the world has broken, and it whispers to you, you are enough, exactly as you are. In sisterhood, we don't ask for permission. We don't wait for a seat at the table. but we built a big enough table so it fit all of us. 3 weeks ago, I told Sakina I was getting a little bit nervous about today. And she started laughing, and she said, Ibu, remember what you always tell us. If your dreams are not big enough, if your dreams don't scare you, they are not big enough. And you know you did something right when your own stuff starts to outsmart you. But it made me think about the power of dreams and manifestation. And every dream that I had started with a single thought. And then hearing this little voice in my head, that's too crazy, or that's not possible, or maybe you are not good enough. But then ignoring that voice, writing it down, and trying to see it. And I learned that if I can see it, if I can dream it, most of the times I can make it happen. But I also recognize that this is not for everyone. Because chasing your dreams often comes with privilege, with opportunities, with support. Something that especially women in Indonesia don't always have. That's why Coral Kites exist. To show Indonesian women to reach for the stars, to dream big, and that your dreams matter. And that's why we hang dream catchers all over this place today. And everyone will be gifted one to take home. But it's not just a gift, it's also a reminder. A reminder that the ocean connects us all. A reminder that maybe what think is impossible, you can make it possible. And a reminder to keep chasing your dreams, and that you are never alone in this journey, because you will always be backed up by the Coral Kite Sisterhood. Thank you.